Mountaineer Mind. Gonna show y'all me putting together and finishing out the Traditions Blunderbuss. Yeah, that took me a long time to say. Basically, it just, you pop her in like this. That's basically what it's gonna look like. I'm planning on doing this with a darker walnut stain and then blue in this barrel here to finish it off. Already sanded, and what I did for sanding, I just went up to 800 grit. Everywhere I felt like I could still feel the grain coming out, or just sanded it down, and now it feels pretty good to the touch. What I plan on using the blue and stain is you got the super blue and then a walnut stain from Richwood or Birchwood, sorry. So got our shot of the stain together. So we're gonna go ahead and use an old rag. Dip that in our water stain mixture. And I don't know how well this is gonna work, to be fair. I'm gonna go ahead and do that because I don't plan on put it on a part of the gun that you're not gonna see first. If it comes out ship brand, don't use it. I'll be honest, this is the only stain I got. I have linseed oil. I don't got no stain. And honestly, I don't think this is the wood. Throw linseed oil on. So, I just start going for it. And really, it's a pretty light stain. It's not crazy. So. Just gonna apply that all to one side. And it'll probably need multiple coats. I really don't like how it's coming out right now. But I'm thinking it's because of the water. So I might just have to take and use it without the water one time. We're gonna use brake clean. I did open up this box because brake clean inside is not, especially inside on a wood table, not what you're looking to do. But yeah, we're gonna use the brake clean. I'm gonna wipe everything off of here. Make sure there's no oil. And alright, I'd say that's good right there. Now let's go ahead and get our super glue. I don't know if it sounds like I'm saying super glue or not, but super blue. It's supposed to be a cold bluing. So go ahead and grab that out of the box here. And this, I should probably read the directions on this. I've watched a couple videos on this, so I think I know how to use it, but what are their directions? That's probably on the bottom. Looks like alright, so basically apply it, let it sit for 30 seconds, wash it off. So this will actually be easier inside because I got the kitchen sink over there. And this, you want to put it in a separate, like when you pour it out, you want to put it in a separate container. Don't take it straight from the bottle, because after you use it, it turns on you. So keep that in mind. I'm going to do this in sections is what I plan on doing, because working it for 30 seconds, you know, I don't see myself getting the whole barrel done in that time. So let me go ahead and make another container of this. Get a cotton swab or steel wool, or actually I might put it on with Scotch-Brite. And yeah, another thing I forgot to add before we put this super blue on is, because I use brake clean, I'm actually going to use a heat gun, because brake clean makes stuff cold. I'm going to use a heat gun, heat this up to, not to where I can't touch it or anything, but I'm going to heat it up to where it probably feels hot with the gloves on. Yeah, because I've seen a lot of people online. As I said, I've watched a good many videos on this. I've never done it before. They say the bluing actually comes out better if you heat it up a little bit. It says cold blue, but it seems like there's multiple people have just said heat it up and it'll come out a little better. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna heat this up, and before every cycle of the super blue. So all right, just gotta heat it up. I'm gonna be focusing on the bell here. You know, the bell is warm to the touch for sure, but I can hold it. I take this here and go ahead and, oh, too much. All right, go ahead and apply it all on here. And the reason I went for the bell is just because, you know, it's gonna be easier to wash it off and stuff. By the way, guys, this does have a smell when it's doing its chemical reaction or whatever, so just know that. I don't know, what's that been, 30 seconds? You think so? I think it's pretty close. All right, we're gonna wash this off. Let's see. So I got a light for y'all to see that. Oh, that LED kind of screws my day. That's better. So it's actually, it's blue, the color blue, not too black. So, well, you can see it on the outside a little bit too. So we're gonna go ahead and do bigger pieces of barrel. I know it sounds crazy, but I actually think testing it on a bigger piece or an outside piece of the barrel is going to be actually pretty easy, or easier for me to see at least what's happening with it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. All right, I'm back here. So as you can see it now, this part right here is pretty clean, pretty consistent. This right here is not. Neither is that bell kind of thing on the outside. So I'll show you how I get that this pretty consistent look here with the cold blue. Took a little bit of researching actually. So I got a bowl of water down there to wash things off, because you gotta wash it off pretty quick. And then I'll take this heat gun and I'll heat all around it for, well, up until it's hot. I mean, I want it not, you can't touch it hot, but I can feel the heat through my gloves hot. And you also want to get down a little bit on the whole barrel, kind of, because you're going to be dragging that to make it consistent with the other ones. So you want to get that, everything there, as much as you can. And a little heat down here. Because this is already consistent down here, you don't need as much heat because you're not applying it over a first coat. And what I found works is some fine steel wool. I don't have whatever, quadruple zero, whatever the fuck it's called, steel wool. I got 2 zeros, just very fine, is what it says. So then you take that and you're gonna take that steel wool and spread her on there and scrub it in. And why I wanted you guys to do that is because you're gonna spread it over the whole barrel. Because that's how you're gonna get that nice consistent coat there, by going over the full barrel. You're gonna just scrub this out until the blue seems to go a little darker to gray. Everything seems to start blending in, which is, it's starting to happen now. And you don't want this stuff to dry on here. That's what's gonna give you a terrible look to your gun. So as soon as I'm done that, I'm gonna come over here and wash it. I'm sorry you can't see it. You're probably looking at my balls right now, but I got it on chest mount and I ain't got no one to record this. Record all my videos by myself. Usually when I'm off work, so it's kind of hard to get angles when I'm doing stuff like this. But basically I just washed it. I'm gonna take a paper towel, dry it all off here. Make sure you get your hands, because Lord knows they got a bunch of shit on. I'll let that air dry the rest of the way. So now, after I dry my gloves a little bit so y'all can see it. You want to make sure your barrel doesn't touch any of these old used ones. Alright, touch it. So you can see how dark it got. There's obviously some places in there that'll use some work, so I'll give it a second coat or whatever, but it's starting to turn out pretty good. I always said I didn't get the back good enough there, but we'll re-hit that and start to even that all out. But it's starting to look pretty good. Need to get the bell still and the very end here, but yeah. So I'm gonna keep on doing that. This actually takes a while and it's easier to do when I'm not recording, so go ahead and do this and come back to you after it's fully done, all consistent and how I want it, before I put the oil on it. Alright, I'm back. So I've finished the barrel basically. I oiled it up with olive oil. I didn't show you that part, forgot to record. But yeah, so I've oiled it up with olive oil and finished the bluing. And I actually had some rust in the barrel from washing it. And I don't have the ramrod or the jags yet to clean this barrel, so I used a 20 gauge brass brush and some patches and ran down there. So now I'm getting a microfiber and I'm gonna wipe all this oil off. Show you the finished product here. And I haven't seen the finished product either, so gonna be a surprise to us all. And honestly, for my first time bluing, I think it actually went really well. Other than that, just the beginning of knowing what to use to put it on. So yeah, but that's my blue barrel there. It looks, actually really good, really good. So, all right, I got the stock where I want it with before we put oil on it. So I did the second coat and it got too dark, I think. So I looked up how to finish it with tru-oil, and I came across the video. It was I think his channel name's Air Velocity, and it's just titled "How to Finish a Stock with tru-oil" or something like that. But basically, what he did is he didn't stain the wood. He just wet it down, and then he used a heat gun and pulled the grain up, and then sanded it back down. So what I did, since my stain's water-based and it was still wet, I just used the heat gun to dry out the stain, and then I went through it with sandpaper, and I'm actually starting to like it. It's got like a burnt wood kind of look to it, and I think it'll really pop when I go to apply tru-oil on it. You can see all the grain in it, and I think it's actually coming out pretty good right now. So I just put my first coat of tru-oil on. This stuff here. What I built is it came in a gun box. To ship it, is I just taped this down to the outside of the gun box, and then stacked like 4 pieces of cardboard together and put them in the stock so it'd hold it up, so I could get down around that guard there. So yeah, I'll put that on, let it sit for 2 hours, and then come back and sand, and then put on another coat and probably sand that one too. And then I'll put on my first full coat of tru-oil. So here's my second coat of tru-oil. It darkened it up a bit, but you're starting to see shine in some places now. I just sanded it down with 400 grit sandpaper, reapplied another coat, and now letting that sit for another 2 hours, and I'll do the same thing. I'll sand it down, and then the next coat's gonna be a heavy coat. And I'm gonna let that dry overnight. Yeah. So I just applied my 4th coat, and it's getting pretty shiny here. I've wet sanded. I wet sanded the last coat with 300 grit. And this is just after the application, so I'll probably have to do this 2 more times, I'm guessing. 2 or 3 more times. 2 or 3 more coats. I'll probably move to steel wool next instead of sandpaper. So I was using 400 grit sandpaper to wet sand it. But yeah, it's coming out good so far. It's darker than I thought it would be, but it actually looks pretty good. So yeah. So this right here is the finished product before the buffing. Buffing will take out everything, all the other imperfections, but this is 7 coats of the tru-oil, and I put back on the trigger guard here. And one thing you might want to do is you might want to stain the inside of that trigger guard right there, because you can see a little bit of wood not stained by that trigger. And also another thing is you might want to take off extra, I don't know if you'll be able to see this here. Let's see. You might want to take off a little bit extra wood in the backside right here on this edge. Because as you can see, installing this piece right here, it actually took off that tru-oil coating because I had to hammer it in. And also, I did blue this piece. I didn't show that on camera. Just something I forgot to show. But this is this side of it. I think it looks really good, actually. And then I'll turn it around here. And this is the other side. I think it turned out really good. So, there's the wood, a close-up of the wood grain, what it looks like. So, yeah, I'm gonna do a load video on this at some point. I'm gonna have to wait till I get till it gets a little warmer outside. I don't plan on bringing this out in the super cold. There's one spot that isn't perfect. But that's really it, and it's not in a too bad of an area. So I think I did a pretty good job for it being my first kit to be done. And yeah, thank you for watching, and like and subscribe if you found it helpful or enjoyed it. Thank you.